Hi, everybody. I'm Brooke Sanders, and this is Johnstown's
Hi,
Finest.
everybody. Brooke Sanders here, and I'm in the park with Taylor Clark, who's running for city council, and he actually is the city council person right now. And we are here to set the record straight on a few topics that um, is going through the community, and we have folks that are confused and unsure about information. So we're just going to jump right on into it, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we have a question from Becky Butchko, and says, could you please ask him why, as a member of City Council, he does not make a motion to stop the destruction and instead take into account the wishes of the citizens that will be voting soon?
So I can't do that because every council meeting has an agenda, and motions can be brought up at council meetings on agenda items only. That's myself, and that is everyone else on council as well. So I've been on council for 2 months, and I do need to say that I did come in on the middle of this. I wasn't there at the very beginning, the very start. So it has been a task to get myself up to speed on this as well. At the same time, I also don't view it as destruction. I view it as something that will be good for this community when completed. Getting through that's the tough part. But at the same time, this town is the most resilient community I have ever seen, or definitely ever been a part of. And we saw it through COVID. We saw it through many different tribulations, through all the floods. We are still here. We are still doing what needs to be done for what I think is the best interests of all citizens. So all of that being said, this is the point we're at. Okay, the money has been allocated for this park. This is moving forward. We must understand that we either are going to do this together as a community, or we're going to be at each other's throats, and we don't want that. So at this time right now, when we're about to get to the difficult part, why can't we all work together and help the communities that are around the park that will be affected by this? So I definitely would call for unity in our community.
So we want to talk a little bit about what I'm doing here with Johnstown's Finest community, because folks are a little confused. People are used to my fluff videos, which are very nice and nice for our mom and pops, but I've jumped into covering our local leaders and politicians because the community has asked me to do so for a long time, over a number of years.
And I thank you for that.
Yeah, I think it's good because people are getting the whole story instead of just sound bites. Right?
Yeah.
And so my job is to verify people's story. So if one person says something, I'm going to go to that person and say, is this true? And this way community gets the whole story.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And that's the thing. What I've said, what I've put on, on social media about what I'm running on is honesty, truth, and transparency. I will give you anyone that wants to hear it, the information that I have and that is available to everyone in the right way as best as I can. So that's what we're here to do.
That's what we're here to do. So, folks, keep your questions coming because he's answering hard questions.
Yeah.
And politicians don't like to do that. So we're putting their feet to the fire, and that's what we should be doing. So now the next topic we're going to go ahead and address is the Christmas tree, the village, and rest some minds at ease, and give folks what's really going on.
Sure. So after everything is finished, as far as construction is concerned, I think we all know that the Christmas tree will be here in Central Park. It will be in the middle of the park like it has been in the past. And there actually, I believe when things were being looked at about the park, drawings and putting more water spouts in, and more electric, and there was a lot of that was the Christmas tree came into consideration with that. So more new 3-phase power, that we don't have to use so many extension cords, or Discover Downtown doesn't have to use so many extension cords and it be a mess everywhere. that will be here. The Christmas tree will be here in Central Park. We know that. I think we all know that this will be a tough transition. I mean, anytime you change is hard. I think we all know that. But at the end of the day, I honestly believe, and of course, you don't know exact fact until everything is done, until you see it with your own eyes. But I really genuinely believe that this is not going to just be good. It'll be better. Allow more people to come into the park to enjoy these things, especially the tree. I mean, I don't care that it's 2 months out of the year. It's huge. It brings people here. It brings people downtown, and it brings people to this park that we all love so much.
Okay, folks, so we're just going to give you folks a visual of where the village is going to be, the Christmas village, and there are very important reasons as to why. He explained it to me, now I know.
Yeah, and so here's the thing, as we stand on Gazebo Park Place, right, when the construction is completed, this will in a way be an extension of the park itself, right? The platform here that comes up, that will be leveled down, and Gazebo Park Place will no longer be a street either. It won't be for vehicular traffic. It will be for pedestrian traffic only. And the businesses around here, around Gazebo Park, love that idea. So as long as it won't be in the park necessarily, it will be right next to it, right here at Gazebo Park Place, where it will make it even, hopefully, the hope is that it will look like an actual village at that point as well. So the reason for that, though, is during construction of the park, there will be a lot of things happening underground. New irrigation system for sprinklers, for water lines, for water pipes, and more access to water in the park. There'd be electrical for new 3-phase electric that will help all around the park. And once that's there, the heavy machinery that is used to bring the village into the park as of now, that would destroy all of that new that is being added to the park to make it more accessible, to make it easier to have events in. So the Christmas tree will be there. There will be a lane from through to get into the park, a cement lane to bring the tree through. And then after that, Christmas Village will be right here, guys. It'll be right here, right on Gazebo Park Place. And there will be overflow into the park itself too, right where the gazebo stands now. There will be that area to have if necessary. And the city, and I have had talks with different officials in the city as well, that even if necessary, Locust Street will also be shut down to fit the entire village. It's to make sure that the work that we are doing that will be done underground here isn't destroyed once it's done. That's the biggest reason. So with all of that being said, let me make it very clear that I love the Christmas Village. I love the Christmas tree. It's going to be difficult to get through this, but we will do that as a community. And that will all still be here once this construction is completed. And when we have a new park that will be more accessible for everyone to use. So the other thing that's very important that we haven't talked about, Brooke, I can't believe we haven't actually, is that the park will be ADA compliant. It'll be available and easier access for all disabled people as well. And I hope that anybody who has a disability hears that, because we speak directly to you when we talk about that. So one of the last things that I'd like to talk about too, and this is just like we talk about, getting the general information of what really is going on. I did mention before that no statues are being taken out of the park. No monuments are going to. There's only one that is going to be taken out, and that is separately owned, and the people that owned it wanted it out of the park. They want it for themselves. All the other monuments, the war monuments, all different types of monuments within the park are all staying. They're not going anywhere. And the only thing that is going somewhere, as we talked about before, is the fountain to Sandyville, and a replacement of the gazebo with a new pavilion that will have much more access for people to use it for, and better hookups for electricity, better hookups for water, better hookups for lighting, better hookups for sound. All of that will be here. And I think one of the biggest parts about the park getting done that people don't understand is that if they had all the correct information, maybe you would view it a little differently. Now, maybe we would still have disagreements. Maybe there will be there. I don't think that this process has gone on for 4 years or close to 4 years because everyone agreed on everything. We're allowed to have disagreements, but what I'm out here to do is to make sure that you have the correct information and not anything that will mislead you to think otherwise. So the other thing we can announce today, Brooke, because, we just got the confirmation today, which I'm really excited about. As I promised in our first video, was it? Yeah, our very first video, that I will be going on a listening tour and a town hall meeting tour. And we have the first dates, so I'm very happy about that. It'll be this coming Wednesday, April 30th. And like I said, we're starting in Roxbury and then going to each neighborhood afterwards. It'll be on April 30th from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. at Roxbury Church of the Brethren.
Fantastic.
And so, Brooke, I gotta say thank you to you for telling me that you would come and keeping your promise to come and film these for us to get the word out there to the community that we're doing this. So I gotta thank you for that.
Well, you're most welcome, and I'm going to be doing the same thing for Jasmine LaRue.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing the same thing for Lorraine Taylor and anybody else that if they're doing something they need help getting their message out, because that's what we do. That's called democracy.
That's absolutely
right in
right.
the United States of America.
Absolutely
Okay,
right.
so I really hope that some of these questions were answered, and if they weren't, keep letting us know,
Yep, I'll do
because
as many of these as
we will
necessary.
keep answering your questions. And thank you very much for being involved, community.
Absolutely.
We really need to be involved. Alrighty, folks, till I see you next time, stay friendly.